Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to remove the stock taillights and install these taillights right here. The only tools that you guys are going to need to do this is a flathead screwdriver, a deep socket 10mm. If you don't have a 10mm deep socket, just a normal size will do, just have an extension, and also a 10mm wrench. First step is to take your small flathead screwdriver and get in these little clips here that holds the side carpeting into place, and just simply pop those out. Once that's out, that gives you full access to back behind here where the tail light assembly mounts into place. First step is to just unclip the lights. Since I don't have my stock tail lights on, it'll be a little bit different, but just unclip the lights so they're free. And these clips right here, they are on the studs here. All they do is they just hold this wiring harness into place. You don't have to have it on there, but they have it on there anyway. So then just after your harness is unclipped from the lights, you're going to take your wrench and we're going to loosen up the bolts here. And there should be 3 of these on here. And you got one here, and then one right there in the back. Now that the whole assembly is unbolted, you can go ahead and just grab the tail light. Going outside, you'll be able to wiggle it around. You try to push on it with the studs here. That'll help it come loose as well. The only thing that I know that's holding it on is a clip around this area on the inside of the tail light, which I will show you guys once I have this out. Not the easiest thing to get out of the car, but here's that clip I was talking about. That gets pushed right into there, and the clip is right here. Now we're ready to take out this taillight assembly here. And to do that, just take out, there's 11 of these clips here. There's all around here. Just take it out with the flathead screwdriver, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, and since I already have my taillights installed, I'm just going to leave my padding out. Obviously, you want to take off your reverse light. Once that's undone, there is 3 bolts holding this in. We have the 1 bolt right here, which is why I recommend using a deep socket or an extension, because you're going to go through this hole right here to get to that. And you also have 2 on the very edge of the trunk, which is right here and here. So we'll go ahead and take our 10mm sockets and undo those. I'm going to show you guys how to do the inside one here. Make it a little bit easier. You're going to feed it, your socket, into this hole, and that's going to get right into that bolt right there. And then just unscrew that. And you got to be very careful, because you do have a very high chance of dropping this bolt down into the trunk. So just be aware of that. Once you get it loose, just use your extension and work at it by hand. Again, highly recommend this. Once you get it hand loose, just loosen it by hand, and then be very careful not to drop it on the way out. And bam, that bolt is out. From there, you can come back to the outside and just wiggle the tail light. Give me a little bit of an issue, but just wiggle it, it'll come right out. And these aftermarket tail lights that I have on, they do come with a lot of wiring. I turn mine down. So basically, I will show you what to do with all that when it's time to reinstall. I would also recommend getting your license plate lights loose. And if you guys don't know how to do that, there is a hole right here. You just stick your hand up in, and you can feel a couple tabs. You push on the one tab, and that just pops that loose, and that comes out just like that. And you can feed the wires out through this hole right here. Once you got this set up into place where you want to get them wires in the holes, that way you don't pinch them, line up the bolts with the holes, and just press it into place just like that. Don't put the nuts in yet, that way you can have it loose just in case you need to remove it again. But here's the wiring for this light, and obviously that comes back up to the license plate lights, which you can pull out, and that is how I have my lights wired. I use these connectors. They're super cheap, they're easy to use. Definitely recommend it. I've been had mine on for a little while now and have had no issues at all. So to wire these properly, the red wire on the aftermarket taillights are going to get power or ground. I'm not 100% sure which is which, but the red wire goes to the green wire that is on the stock harness, and then the black wire that is on the aftermarket taillights, they get hooked onto the white wire with the black stripe. After that's all connected, you want to make sure that the lights work. They should come on no problem. The same thing with the license plate lights. And of course, once after you check that all the lights work, just push the license plate light back into place. You hit click, and then you can go and install the nuts here and the one nut up here, as well as your reverse tail light. To make it easy, these weird looking nuts go on the outside, or of course you could also reference the other side as to which bolts go to where. And then of course just get them on there hand tight. And now you want to grab your brand new taillight assembly, and you want to make sure that that wire gets put into that big hole right there. Just like that. And then you want to also make sure that that tab right there gets hooked onto that stud in there. So what you can do is you can push on it from here once you get these bolts in here lined up with the holes. So just push on it like toward the side and also toward the front. And then the taillight should sit in place just like that. Once we're on the inside, you're going to notice this plug right here. This plug has to sit just like this with these wires right here, or else the taillight assembly will not work for the running lights. So you got to make sure that it's in these orientation right here. And all this is just plug and play. This is going to get plugged into the brown harness right here, and this other one is just going to get plugged into that one right there. And if you did it correctly, it will light up just like that. And of course, now it's time to reinstall the 3 bolts. So just go ahead and grab your bolt and get it on there nice and tight. Use your extension or your wrench and just make it tight, but not too tight so you don't want to break anything. Just make it tight enough, just like that. Once you're done that, you can take these clips and push it back onto the studs, or not. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to do any damage if you don't do it at all. And then of course, take your carpet, bring it back up, get that back into place, and then the clips that you took out are just going to go right back into these holes, and they're going to line up right in there. And to do that, it's honestly just as simple as putting that in, getting it lined up, and pushing it into place. And these things have like ribs on them, so you'll be able to feel it go into place. And then your car should sit just like that. And of course, this is the finished product of them. They do look pretty dark out of the packaging, but they aren't that bad considering these are pretty see-through. The finished product is awesome. I love them. Haven't had an issue with police, and I live in a pretty bad area for police. They're pretty strict. But definitely recommend these taillights. And of course, anything else, just comment below if you want to see anything else done. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.